Hey buddies, welcome to another episode on CAYA, Come As You Are Mental Health Talk series. It's to your host Nancy Udenka, and I want to welcome you all to another episode on CAYA. Well, before that, I want to really appreciate each and every one of you that listened to my first episode, which was how to help a depressed person. I posted here on podcasts. I posted on YouTube as well. It is on my podcast channels, that's on Anchor and on Spotify. I'm still working on creating accounts on Google Podcast and Apple Podcast and all that. But if you have Anchor and you're listening, thank you. If you have Spotify and you're listening, thank you. And also, if you're watching, or rather if you're listening from my YouTube channel, I still appreciate you. Xoxo, thank you very much. So guys, I'm actually pretty excited on today's topic, which obviously is on the title, what mentally strong people do. I had to put mentally strong in quotes because, of course, why not? Yeah, so this topic was brought about as a result of people that I've spoken with. I got a couple of reviews after my last episode, which is our first episode. It's made me so excited. Like, you guys don't know how I feel like when people come to me to say things to me. Like, I have this inner joy when people actually approach me for help. Honestly speaking, like, I feel like, you guys, no doubt, I don't even know if I'll say it's boasting or whatever, but I love talking. Like, I love expressing myself. I love helping people. Like, I'm always happy when I give people reasons to smile, if that makes sense. Like, I'm always so excited when someone comes to complain this and that, or vent on me, vent out their sorrows or vent out their anger, and I'm like, okay, see, and then they feel much better. Like, I'm always so relieved. The DMs I got made me like, this is the feeling I want, feeling of helping people, feeling of reaching out to people to tell them that we are all in this together. No one's life is perfect. Social media can make people's life look perfect, but believe you me, no one's life is, no one's life is. So I was able to get their authentication, that is to say their permission to be able to share bits of their stories with you guys. Well, I won't really call it I'm sharing their stories, rather I'll be pointing out helpful tips that about 3 or 4 of them said that made them come out of their mental health challenges as of when they were down without seeking professional help. Now, I'm not disregarding the effect of professional help. Of course, I mentioned it in my last episode, and I know how important it is, and I will still advise you get one if possible. If you can, I'll actually advise that. These tips might not be perfect for everyone, but I know to an extent it's going to imbibe some kind of positivity and encouragement to you guys. Okay, let's just get right into this recording. So guys, the first and foremost I wanted to actually talk about is don't waste your time feeling sorry for yourself. Don't sit around feeling sorry about your circumstances or how people have treated you. Instead, take responsibility for your role in life. And you have to understand something here, you guys. Life isn't always easy. Life is not fair to anyone. There's some people that their life is much better. There's some people that their life isn't. No one is equal. How they have upper class, lower class, middle class, the same thing that an adage that will say all fingers are not equal. My friend once told me, so why will you the shortest one? Well, someone has to be the short one, innit? So I will say that you shouldn't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. Baby guy, baby girl, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't waste your time to, wallow in pain, to feel bad about yourself. Don't allow people to control you, control how you feel, control how you respond to how they made you feel. Don't say things like, this person always makes me feel bad, and you're still there with the person. Most people that one of the people that spoke to me, he mentioned that one of the things that he did to get away from his mental health challenges as at one point in his life is that he had a boss that always makes him feel bad about himself, always saying demeaning things to him, and at a point he has to understand that he's in control of his own emotions and he has a choice in how to respond. He made that choice to not to let the boss affect him. I think he said he later applied for another job. When he got it, he had to leave because he needed to protect his mental health. So you don't have to give away your power and allow people to control your emotions. Someone is picking on you and you're down, it's affecting you, and you're not even doing anything about it. You speak to the person, and I'm not even saying that when you speak to the person it's always going to work out, that the person will listen to you. But when you've eased your mind, when you've spoken the words out, then you just stay put. Allow the person to either try to change or whatever, and don't forget, you don't change anybody. You have to say the one you will say, this is it, you did this to me and I don't like it. It's as simple as that. And not shy away from change. Don't try to avoid change. Change is inevitable. You need to understand that change is inevitable. You need to be able to welcome positive change. Be willing to be flexible. You need to know and believe in your capabilities, in your abilities to adapt to new changes. Things might happen, good, bad, but you need to have it at the back of your mind that change is inevitable. It comes at any time. It's that, okay, I need to have, or rather develop, this ability to adapt to change, however it may be. I want to also point out one of the things a lady said on what helped her was that she doesn't waste her energy on things she can't control. She doesn't I believe it's self-explanatory, but then I have to just buttress it a bit, because most of the time we wallow in things that we can't even control, and we cannot do anything about. At the end of the day, when we have harbored these negative thoughts and emotion, we felt down, we will feel like crying. At the end of the day, the situation is looking at us and you're just crying at it. When you can't do anything about it, you have to focus on things that you can control and recognize that sometimes the only thing that you can control is your attitude. And no, you cannot please everyone, because even if you lie down on the floor for someone to step on you, they will still complain that your back is not flat enough. So why bother? You have to do the one you can do for people. And if you can go all the way out for people, do them a pleasure. If you can't, it's still okay. You let them know, oh, I would have done this, however I'm not able to do this, and it's fine. Whoever that does not understand that is their problem, not yours. So you must understand that you cannot please everyone. You need to do the one you can do for the sake of your mental health. Learn from your past mistake and avoid repeating those mistakes over and over again, because when you keep repeating them, you will keep feeling like a failure, but you're not a failure. It's just because you don't accept the past. You don't try to sit down to analyze, okay, this was my mistake in this business, this was what happened in this my relationship, this was it. You don't give yourself time to process what happened, time to pick up things from what happened to you and know how to focus it on the on the present and plan for the future. That is why most times we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again, and it now leads to making us feel we are not good enough. It tends to make us feel we are failures, but we are not. We need to try to accept responsibility for your behavior and learn from your past mistakes. I tend to appreciate alone time. There are times when I'm all out there, you know, here and there, and all. At some point, I become socially and emotionally exhausted, and I just crawl back in, have my alone time, you know, recharge myself, recognize mistakes, appreciate myself, you know. So now most people that are actually mentally challenged in this sense, like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and so on and so forth, they fear being alone, and it's understandable. For some people though, they don't tolerate being they can't tolerate being alone, and they fear silence. As weird as it may sound, it makes you productive, because when you're alone, you try to think out ideas. You start enjoying your own company. You're not dependent on another person. You're not dependent on any other companion, or rather any other company or entertainment all the time. You need to know how you can be happy alone. Now, this particular point might not be as easy as I'm saying it, but I'm just trying to, you know, make people understand the main points I'm driving from this particular point, because it's necessary. Having an alone time can make you be productive. It will make you think out things to do. Don't have this feeling of entitlement in life. Don't feel the world owes you anything. You know, you don't have this mentality that others will take care of you, or that the world must give you something, and then you're like, if you feel entitled and then you're disappointed, it makes you feel bad, it makes you start feeling inferior. But no, the mistake started from how you were reasoning. It started from your sense of entitlement that you inculcated inside your head. Instead, look for opportunities based on your merits. When you feel entitled, even for something as low as family, within family or within friendship, and you feel entitled, it tends to fall back at you. And when it does, you will feel bad. So instead of allowing yourself to get to that point of feeling bad, you stop it early by removing every sense of entitlement towards anybody, be it your family. This thing, because sometimes we feel entitled to people, we feel entitled to society, we feel entitled to the world, that this should happen this way, and if it doesn't happen the way we want it, we are throwing fists, you know, feeling sad, and then from sadness we are depressed, we are angry. You know, this inner anger and frustration sometimes is even self-induced. So we need to recognize that the world owes us nothing. We just have to look for opportunities based on our own merits and then work towards it. Don't expect immediate results. Whether you're working on improving your business, you're working on starting off a new business, you're working on your health, maybe you're trying to lose weight, or you're working on your skin, maybe you're having acne, people like me, anything you're doing, you know, don't expect immediate results, because when you expect immediate results and it doesn't come when you want it to come, it leads to sadness, and sadness could lead to depression. And instead, apply your skill and your time to the best of your ability, and understand that real change takes time. Yes, what matters first is to start that step. A saying will go, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So the journey is like, start with the step first, then real change, it takes time. But the question is, have you started? The question is, when will you start? The question is, are you willing to be patient for this to have good produce. Now, when you have answered this question and you're ready to go, make that move. And this brings us to the end of this week's episode on CAYA, Come As You Are Mental Health Talk series, and I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Do well to listen to the full version on my podcast, Anchor, and Spotify. I'll be leaving the links in my description box, so do well to check them out. If you're yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, do well to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, share to your friends, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.